Welcome everybody to the first class of the new session. We'll just be starting in about another minute or so. So if you need blocks or any other props, you can make sure that you have them handy for when you come into some of the postures that you may not feel comfortable staying in without having a little bit of accessibility, so that you can give yourself a little bit more space in your body. So sometimes if we're too congested and tight, we need these props to just kind of open us up a little bit more. So this is a level 1 and level 2 class. So we're going to start it out pretty easy. For those of you who are more of a level 2 class, you'll always have the option to go a little deeper. And if you've been practicing for a while, you'll pretty much understand what the deeper part of the posture is, and you can always go into that. But just remember to always be safe when you're entering into your poses. You don't want to feel that just because you know that you might have been able to do it at one other time, it might not be something that you might want to do now, especially if you're just starting again and rejoining your practice, taking a little bit of a break. So we're going to begin in a seated position. So you want to come to the middle of your mat with your legs crossed. Just sit up nice and tall. Maybe just kind of rock side to side. Move the flesh away from your buttocks. And just establish a nice long spine, comfortable seat. And place your hands onto your knees and draw your navel in to the back of the spine. So you want to feel your belly pulling in. And then just feel it rising up into the sternum area. So just feel that lift and let your shoulders just come up towards your ears, and then just pull the shoulders down, and making sure that your back remains nice and long. And then keeping the crown of your head extended towards the ceiling, just let your shoulders relax away from your ears and let your eyes just gently close. And so just establishing a sense of being present here before we begin. It's important that we know or just that we bring ourselves into a place of knowing that we're present. So just allow yourself to really let go and just feel the way that your breath is slowly moving in and out of your body. So helping you to come into the present moment by utilizing the flow of your breath. And establishing a little bit of sound in the back of the throat as your breath moves in and out. So even though you're breathing through your nostrils, you want to feel that you're drawing the breath in through the back of the throat, allowing it to make a little bit of an audible sound, like the sound of the ocean, or a little bit of a ha sound that comes through the back of the throat. And the mouth remains closed. And we'll start by coming into prayer position with the hands coming to the center of the heart. And we'll begin our practice with just one Om. So let's take a nice deep breath in. Om. And then slowly let your eyes open and bring your hands as they rest onto your knees. We're going to start to circle the body around. So keeping your belly pulled into the back of the spine, whatever direction feels natural for you to start to circle around. So feeling a sense of lifting up from your hips, but keeping the belly pulled in to keep that back supported. And just circling around. And continue to keep that breath flowing in and out through the back of your throat. And then once you come forward, reverse your circle going the opposite direction. You may notice that one side feels a little more comfortable to circle around than the other. And keep that flow of breath moving in and out through the back of your throat. And then let's sit up nice and tall. Let's take the hands back into prayer position and let your elbows just kind of splay out to the side. We're going to raise the hands all the way up and keep the heels of your hands pressing together, lifting up as you inhale, and then slowly pulling down as you exhale, keeping the elbows lifted. And then stretching up again, reaching up as high as you can, straightening the arms, and lower down, trying to keep the heels of your hands pressing together as you lift your arms up. Let the fingers reach and pull it down. And one more time, lifting the arms all the way up. And from here, interlace your fingers, turn your palms towards the ceiling. We're going to round through the back, pull the belly in, and push your palms forward. Tuck your chin into the chest, and really press your hands as far forward as they can go to feel your lower back opening into a nice stretch. Inhale, send the hands all the way up. We're going to rotate into a twist, so exhale, turn to the right with the left hand finding the knee, right hand behind, and just lengthen that spine. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, taking a nice little bit of a twist here, and just breathe. And raise both arms all the way up, and once again, interlace those fingers, pressing the palms all the way to the ceiling, stretching up as high as you can, pull the belly in, exhale, and folding, rounding down again. You're going to push through the palms of the hands, chin to chest. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale and take that twist over to the left side now as the right hand finds the knee, left hand behind, lengthening your spine, shoulders draw down away from the ears. Make sure that you continue to breathe as you go into your twist. Raising both arms all the way up. Inhale. Once again, interlacing the fingers, pressing up, pulling the belly into the back of the spine and rounding forward. Palms go forward, chin into the chest, and really feel that you're stretching into the lower back. And then from here, just release your hands onto your knees, straighten your spine, and we're going to come forward onto our hands and knees. The fingers are at the very top of your mat. Bring your knees underneath your hips, and we're going to extend the right leg all the way back. You're going to round the back as you pull your knee in towards your nose and lift your leg all the way up. Make sure the shoulders are directly over your palms, and rounding the back, knee comes into the nose, lift the leg. And last time, pull it in and lift and lower back down. Knee comes under your hip. Other side, left knee comes in and lift the leg, looking up and bring it in and lift and pulling in. And last time, lift that leg up and then lower the knee back down underneath your hip, keeping your fingers at the very front of the mat. Slide your knees back slightly, curl your toes, and let's lift it up into a down dog position. So you want to push the mat away with the heels of your hands and lift your tailbone. Start to press through your heels and go ahead and bicycle. One heel pushes down as the opposite leg bends to get a stretch to the calf. And then switching sides. Keep the head hanging, drawing the crown of your head towards the mat. And other side again, dropping the heel towards the floor. And switching sides again. And then pressing both heels down to the mat. And let's look forward. Walk your feet all the way to the very top of your mat. Bringing both hands, sliding them up your shins, lengthen your spine. Inhale, hold with your exhalation. And let's take the arms out to the side, lifting the arms up. Bring your palms together, look up, and follow your pressed palms down to the center of your heart and take your chin to your chest. Taking mountain pose here, so bring your arms all the way down alongside you. Let the shoulders just kind of lift up to the ears and then roll them down. Bringing your big toes to touch, making sure that your hips are facing forward, slight outward rotation of your thighs, extending the fingertips towards the earth, and just holding in your mountain pose, keeping your chin level with the mat, allowing the ears to stay over your shoulders, navel pulls into the back of the spine. And as you're standing here, just feel the action in the inaction. So we're not moving the body, but we're noticing that there's some contractions going on within the body and stretching, and we're still continuing to breathe here. And if you're comfortable, we'll hold here for 2 more breaths with the eyes closed, but if not, let your eyes just remain open. And one last breath here. Inhale. and exhale. Let's turn the palms out to the side, lifting the arms all the way up. Inhale, folding forward as you exhale. Bend the knees, place your hands to the mat, step the left leg back. Take your right knee, making sure it's in a lunge position, right knee over the ankle. Lower the left knee down, flatten the toes on your left foot, and sweep your arms back behind you. Lift your chest off your thigh, raise your arms up, stretching up through the fingertips, lifting your chest, pulling the belly in, and keep directing both hips forward. You want your pelvis to press down, tailbone tucks under. So you don't want to be standing on that left knee. You want to be pushing a little forward to feel a stretch into that left hip flexor. And then open your arms out to the side, interlace your fingers behind you, stretch your knuckles down towards the mat, pull them away from your butt. And see if you can take a little bit of a deeper back bend here, continuing to pull the navel into the spine and let the shoulders pull away from the ears, reaching both arms all the way up. Inhale, and exhale, both hands come down on either side of your right foot. Curl your back toes. And we're going to take that left knee off the mat. You're going to take now that left foot and place it onto the right side of your foot. So you're going to bring it over next to your right hand. And you're going to see if you can get the pinky toes to touch and keep both legs nice and straight. So you may need to bend them, but try to do the best you can to straighten them. This is where the block will come in handy. This may help you keep the legs straight. So if it's hard to keep your legs straight with your hands down, if you lift up slightly and place your hands on the block, you may feel that you're able to keep those legs straight. And keep squeezing the inner thighs together. It feels a little awkward, but you're getting a nice stretch through the hamstring. Nice long spine. Keep the belly pulled in. And then we're going to release, take your block away, both hands come down, and step your left leg all the way back to a down dog. Right leg goes back. And so we're going to come into down dog and just fold here. Keep lifting the hips, and then let's look forward. Walk your feet all the way forward to the front of your mat. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine as you slide your hands up the shins. Fold with your exhale, and this time the right leg is going to go back for a lunge position. You want to make sure your left knee is over the ankle, then place that right knee down to the floor. Flatten the toes, sweep your arms back behind you, peel your chest off your left thigh, tuck your tail under, press the hips forward, and raise your arms all the way up. Lifting up, breathe here. So you want to feel the stretch coming more into that right hip flexor, making sure your left knee is over your ankle. And pull the shoulders away from the ears, reaching and stretching through the fingertips. And bring your arms out to the side. Slowly take them behind you, interlacing your fingers. Stretch your knuckles down to the mat, pull them away from your buttock, and lift your chest. And really feel that chest opening, the shoulder blades squeezing. And then both arms come all the way back up, and both hands come down on either side of your left foot. Curl your back toes. The right knee is going to lift. So now we're going to take the right foot to the pinky side of the left foot. So the pinky toes are going to actually touch one another. So you're going to bring that right foot and bring it in as close as you can to the left foot. Use your block and get your legs to go straight and get your spine to be nice and long. So you want to fold from your hips with a long spine. You'll feel this deep stretch entering into the back of the hamstring, the back of your leg. So wherever you're comfortable, keep squeezing the inner thighs together, pulling the belly into the back of the spine, shoulders pull away from the ears. Just fold with a long spine. Try not to round and hunch your back. So you want to pull the hips back. And both hands find the mat, taking your right leg all the way back. So you're back into the lunge, and then your left leg meets the right back into your down dog. We're going to just shift the weight forward to a plank, taking your knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to come down. Tailbone stays lifted. Hips do not touch the floor. And then slide your chest forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades and press it back up for down dog. And deep inhale and exhale. Draw that navel in. Draw the crown of your head to the floor. Lifting the right leg all the way up to the ceiling. You want to stretch it up. And you're going to lunge the right foot in between the hands. And then taking the left foot, you're going to flatten the left foot down onto the mat. Take your left arm forward, opening up the chest to the left side. Then come off of that right leg into warrior two. The right leg remains bent. Sink your pelvis down. Relax both shoulders. And gaze to the fingers of your right hand. Make sure your right knee is pressing towards the middle toe of your right foot, and the whole right foot is right at the short end of the mat, front of your mat, not angled to the corner. Reversing our warrior, left hand lowers, turn the right palm up, and keeping the position of your legs exactly where they are, just stretch into a nice side stretch. From here, you're dropping that right hip away from the rib cage and stretching your right arm over the ear. If you're comfortable, look to your inner elbow. Make sure your right knee is still pointing towards the front of your mat. Coming back to your warrior two, windmill the hands on either side of your right foot. Rotate onto the ball of your left foot. Take your right leg, send it back to down dog. So we're going to hold here, or if you have you can have the option of coming into that vinyasa, which is your sun salutation if you'd like. Bringing the knees down, chest down, chin down, and lift it up, and take it back. So you always have the option to not do that if you don't feel like it's something that will help you for your practice today. So we're all in down dog, whether we took that vinyasa or not. I'm going to raise the left leg all the way up to the ceiling and take that left foot, lunge it in between the hands. So get that left foot to come right in between both palms. Flatten your right foot down, making sure your left heel lines up with the instep of your right foot. Windmill the right arm forward, opening the chest to the right. Lift the chest off your left thigh as you come up, and the fingers extend forward and back. Left hand is reaching to the front of the mat. Right hand to the back of the mat. Shoulders pull down, pelvis presses down. Inner thighs are opening. So try not to draw your knees down to the floor. Keep your gaze down the fingers of your left hand and make sure that you're still keeping that flow of breath that we maintained at the beginning, that we connected with at the beginning of our practice. We're going to reverse the warrior, so the right hand is going to come down to the right leg. Left palm turns up, and we're just sliding that right hand down, not grabbing the leg. Just let it slide down, keeping your left knee pointing to that middle toe, and reaching the left arm over the ear, looking to your inner elbow. And continue to breathe here, stretch through the fingers. And taking it back into your warrior two, windmilling the hands down on either side of your mat, of your foot. We're going to take that left leg back to down dog, and you can stay here in down dog, or you can go through your vinyasa if you'd like. So you'd be coming forward to your plank. Your knees would come down. Hug your elbows in. Keep your belly off the mat. Slide forward, lift your chest, and then take it back to your down dog. So you always have the option of adding it or forgetting about doing that vinyasa if you need to. So from here, we're going to take the right leg, lifting it all the way up to the ceiling. Now, as that right leg lifts, make sure your right hip is pulling towards the mat. Extend the right heel up to the ceiling. So as you start to lift that right heel, push the left heel down to the floor. You'll feel a stretch in that left hamstring. We're going to walk the hands now to that left foot. So keep walking and walking, letting that left foot go flat. Now only take your hands as close to your left foot as you can by keeping the left leg straight. So if you start walking and your left leg starts to bend, don't walk your hands in. Just keep that right toe facing, the right toes facing down, the left heel pushing down, the head hanging, and just walk in, depending on your flexibility. So if you're not that flexible through the hamstrings, you may have your hands a little further forward. But if you're very open in your hamstrings, maybe your hands can come right alongside that left foot. Drop the crown of your head towards the toes and make sure that right hip is turning down to the mat. So you're going to feel that intense stretch of the left hamstring. Then slowly walk your hands back, keeping yourself in that three-legged dog. Just walk back. And then right from here, we're going to lunge the right foot in between the hands. So you want to get that right foot right in between both hands. We're going to flatten the left foot down onto the mat. Just hop it in a little bit. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. Place your right hand onto the right foot. Slide your right hand up your shin as you open the left side of your body towards the left. So your right leg goes straight. The left hip opens for our triangle. The left arm extends up and breathe. You want to be looking up towards the left thumb. If you are not able to get your whole chest to open towards the left side of your mat, then keep your left hand on your left hip and roll the shoulder open. So you want that left shoulder to stack over the right. And breathe. And then let's look down at the right big toe. Both hands come down on either side of your right foot as you bend the leg. And send the right leg all the way back and up for a three-legged dog. And lower the right foot down alongside the left. Press through your heels. Make sure that your tailbone is lifted. The crown of your head is hanging towards the mat. Taking the left leg, lifting the left leg up as high as you can, and keep squaring that left hip down. So that left leg lifts, but the toes are facing towards the mat. So now pressing through your right heel, just begin to walk into the right foot. Only as far as you can go without starting to bend the leg. So if you're halfway there and you can't go any further without bending the leg, then don't go any further. Otherwise, you can go all the way. If you know that you have more flexibility through the hamstrings, you can keep that leg straight and the left hip is facing down. And then dropping the crown of your head towards your toes and walk your hands back so that you're in your three-legged dog once again. And now this time the left leg is going to lunge in between the hands. So you want to get that foot right in between the hands. You may have to place it down, just kind of wiggle it in, guide it in. And then you're going to flatten the right foot down. Just bring that right foot in a little closer. Make sure the left heel lines up with the instep of your right foot. Straighten your left leg. And as you do, pull that left hip back. Left hand to the top of your left foot, sliding up the shin, and as you do, the whole right side of your body opens up. So you want that chest to face towards the side wall, and then the right arm goes up. As long as that right shoulder is stacked over the left and the arm can go up straight, then you can straighten the arm. But if you're more turned down towards the floor, the arm is not going to go straight up to the ceiling. So you want to work on establishing that length through the spine. So you can maybe take that block. Sometimes the block can help us to place right to the big toe side of the foot. And you can come into your triangle in this fashion. So you bring yourself up a little bit, making sure that left hip is pulling in towards the back of the mat. And then look down at your left big toe. You can remove that block if you used it, bend the leg. And both hands on either side of your left foot. Take that left leg all the way back and up. Three-legged dog. Lower the foot down, holding your down dog. Going through your vinyasa if you'd like to. Otherwise, just hold down dog. So we'll all end up in down dog and hold it here for about 5 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Deep inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. From here, we're going to walk the hands to the feet. So as we do, we're going to bend the knees. Keep walking your hands to your feet. Bend your knees so that the feet go flat on the mat. And let's hang in ragdoll, grabbing the opposite elbows or fingers come into the creases of your elbows. And hang here, letting your lower back just get a nice stretch. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Let your head hang. So if you're not sure if your head is really not too tight or tense, you can just shake it yes, shake it no. Just loosen up the neck. And then let the arms just collapse down. Slide your hands up your shins, lengthen your spine. Draw the crown of your head forward, pull your tailbone back, so long spine. Coming into a forward bend, you're going to fold here, keeping both legs straight. So depending on how flexible you are through your hamstring will determine on where your hands are. So if you're not that flexible, maybe your hands are just below your knees. Never push into your kneecap. So if you're flexible enough to go further down, maybe you'll come more to your ankle. Maybe you'll eventually be able to place your hands to the floor. So from here, wherever your hands are, we're going to extend them out to the side in T position. Nice long spine, hinge from your hip. Raise your arms all the way up. Bring your hands together in prayer and follow the thumbs to the center of the heart with your chin coming into your chest. Just holding in your mountain pose with your chin into the chest and legs are slightly separated. And let's bring our chin level with the mat. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, long spine. And let's walk the hands back. So we're coming back into our down dog from that forward bend at the back of the mat. Let that tailbone lift. Take your right leg and raise it all the way up to the ceiling. You're going to open up that right hip. So you're going to bring the right knee behind your right wrist. So pigeon pose here. This can be a little intense. So you want the shin to come down right underneath your chest and start to wiggle your left leg back. Let the left toes go flat and then just let your hands walk in towards your body. Lift your chest and then begin to extend over that right leg. So depending on how flexible you are, you may be able to come all the way down. If you can't, you can always use the block to rest your forehead. If this is too intense, if you have very, very tight hips, and a lot of us do, so we can open the hips by taking ourselves onto the back. So if you can't go into your pigeon, lie down on your back and place your right ankle just above your left knee or just below your left knee with your left leg bent and lift the left foot. This is going to give you that same sense of stretch through that right hip. So it's pretty much the same position as if we were in pigeon, but pigeon is a little bit more intense. And just hold here. So whether you chose to be in your pigeon or on your back with your right leg up on top, your right ankle on top of your left side, just hold here and feel that stretch into that right hip. So if you're on your back, we're going to switch sides so you can release your left leg. If you're in your full pigeon, walk your hands back up. Curl your toes on your left foot and take your right leg all the way up for a three-legged dog. Stretch it up nice and tall and let that right leg lower. So doing the same thing on the left side for pigeon, left leg lifts. Let that left knee come towards that left wrist with the shin under your chest. Send your right leg back. And so if you're not choosing to come to pigeon, you can lie on your back and place your left ankle just on top of your right thigh. Walk in, lift the chest, and then folding down, reaching forward. If your forehead can come down, if your chest can come towards the mat, then you can go ahead and lower the forehead down, but you don't want to round your back. You don't want to have your forearms on the floor. You want your arms to really extend. So that's why it's better to have the block here so that you can just let your arms keep extending forward. And so better to have the block than to have your head just kind of hanging out. And really let that left hip go until you'll feel that. If you have tight hips, you'll feel that intensity there. Just try to breathe through it. I'm going to hold one more breath. And slowly walk yourself back up. If you're on your back, you're going to end up in your down dog. So find yourself back there. Back toes curl on the right foot. Take your left leg and send it all the way back and up. And then let your left foot lower back down alongside the right. Go through your vinyasa if you'd like, coming forward to plank. Take your knees, chest, and chin down. Tailbone stays lifted. Slide it forward and lift it back and up. Continue to drop your head and breathe. We're going to walk the feet all the way to the front of the mat. So keep walking. Do the best you can. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Keep those big toes together once you get to the top of your mat. And taking it right from here into chair. So bend your legs at the knees. Stretch your arms back behind you. Peel your chest off your thighs. Keep your knees bent and raise your arms up alongside your ears. You want to feel that you're pulling your hips back, pulling your knees back, but pulling the belly in and tucking more under with your tailbone. Stretching through the fingers and breathe. So maybe lifting your toes will help you feel a little bit more balanced. So maybe let those toes lift up. Keep squaring the hips forward, tuck your tail under, and send the arms all the way up as you straighten your legs and lower yourself all the way down for a forward bend. Now let's slide the hands up the shins. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Holding this forward bend, just keep lifting the sits bones up to the ceiling. Drop the head down. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. So depending on, doesn't matter where your hands are, whether they're on the floor, on your shins, you want to try and get that length through your spine. So we're going to take it back into chair and then take it into a little balanced pose, which is going to be a little bit challenging. So we're going to do the best we can. So bend your legs at the knees. Take your arms out to the side, lifting back to your chair. Pull the knees back, drop your tailbone down, reach the arms, extend them all the way up. So your legs are bent here. See if you can just balance on your left foot, lifting the right foot on top of your left side. So pretty much doing the same type of pigeon pose, or if you were on your back, this is the same type of pose here, opening up through that right hip while you're maintaining your balance. Hold. So at least trying to hold for maybe 5 breaths here. And it can be challenging to do that. You might be falling out of your postures a lot. So do the best you can. And we're going to release that right foot down. Stand up nice and tall. Take a forward fold once again as you exhale it down. Sliding the hands up the shins, lengthen your spine. Fold with your exhale. Back to your chair. Bend the legs, stretch the arms up, peel the chest off the thighs. Draw the tailbone down, pull the knees back. Stretch up through the fingers. Then go ahead and find the balance on your right foot and let your left leg just slowly lift. Place the ankle above that right knee. So find the balance. One side maybe feels more attainable than the other. And just make sure your right leg stays bent. So we're not straightening that right leg. At least maintaining 5 breaths. Holding here. If you fall out of the pose, that's okay. Just try and rejoin your practice. So it takes time sometimes to really get this balance. And release that left foot. Take your forward fold. And let's step the legs back, coming into a plank position. Once you're in plank, lower your knees to the mat. Big toes touching. Let's take our first child's pose. Open your knees. Draw your tailbone to your heel. Rest the forehead. So if the forehead isn't able to touch the mat, use your block and let those arms extend forward. Feel the shoulders pulling away from the ears. So you want to feel as if you're trying to push your hands towards the front of the mat to push your hips back. And just get this stretch here. 2 more breaths. Then on your next inhale, let's come all the way up. Keep your forearms on the mat. So now as your forearms come on the mat, take your legs and send them all the way back. Let your pelvis lower, and as you lower your pelvis down, make sure your shoulders stay right over your elbows. So coming into Sphinx pose, which is a little back bend. So your legs move back, bring the big toes together so your legs are close together. Feel your glutes squeezing and push into all 10 toenails into the floor. So as you push those toenails into the floor, feel the contraction in your glutes and feel your knees lifting off the mat and just let your chest lift. Keep pulling the shoulders back away from your ears. You don't want the shoulders to hunch forward. You want to feel that you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. And breathe. 2 more breaths. Keep pushing into those toenails, lifting those knees, buttocks are squeezing, and then lowering yourself all the way down. Let your elbows splay out to the side and just turn onto your right ear and relax here. Return your forehead onto the mat. Bring those elbows in close to the rib cage, and then let the head lift. Slide your hands slightly forward so that your elbows stay stacked underneath your shoulders. Back to your Sphinx pose once again. And keep feeling the shoulders pulling away from the ears. You want to squeeze the shoulder blades. You want the chest to stay open. Pressing into all 10 toes, feeling those knees lift, feeling the glutes squeeze. Pelvis is pressing down. And breathe where you are. 2 more breaths. And then slowly bring your forehead down. Let the elbows splay open to the side. Left ear to the mat this time. And just relax here. Let it all go. And return the forehead onto the mat. Take your elbows off the mat and slide your hands just below your rib cage. So pull those hands down towards your hips. Squeeze your elbows towards each other, squeezing the shoulder blades. And then press your hands into the floor as you raise your forehead, raise your chest, and come right onto your knees, and then just scoot your knees so that they come right underneath your hips. So you're in a tabletop position, and we're going to just work a little bit in our cat and cow. So starting with cow, we're going to curl our toes, let the tailbone tilt up. Do your inhale, raise your head, let your toes go flat. Exhale, contract, pull the belly in. Chin comes into the chest. Inhale, let the toes curl, let the tail lift, let the head raise up left. Exhale, toes go flat, pulling the navel in, round the spine, take the chin into the chest. And then return to a neutral spine. Take your legs out to one side and sit down onto your buttocks and draw the soles of your feet together. So we want the soles of the feet to come together, and we want the back to remain straight. If your hips are very tight and your knees are way up towards your chest, you can sit on a block, which will help give you some more space to open your hips. And sit up nice and tall. Just pull the heels in as close to the groin as they can come. And with that spine nice and straight, just lean yourself forward, pull to the insides of your feet, or grab towards the ankles. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Tuck your tail. So you want to pull your belly in, tucking your tail under. And then with that straight spine, we're going to start to fold forward, opening more into the groin, into the inner thighs, into the hip flexors. So folding forward, let the knees relax open, and just fold down. And then once you're there, just close your eyes. And just nice deep inhale and exhale. Really let go into the forward bend. And then just taking a little deeper, maybe round now the back. And let the shoulders still pull back. Try not to hunch the shoulders to the ear, but the back does round to open and create more space through your lower back. And slowly come back up. And let's bring the feet a little bit further forward. Scoot your butt closer to your heels. And now your legs are about hip distance apart. You're going to take your hands and place them right behind your buttocks with your fingers facing towards the buttocks. So not out to the side of your mat, but just a little behind the hips by your butt. And you're going to just lean back and then squeeze your shoulder blades together and push your chest forward. So your fingers are facing towards the buttocks to the front of your mat. Pushing in, you're going to pull the butt off the mat and come into reverse table. Let your head just lean towards the wall behind you. Try not to drop the head all the way down. So you're getting a stretch in through the shoulders. Keep lifting your hips up as high as you can and try to keep those knees from splaying out to the side. So this is pretty intense on the shoulders a little bit here. You're feeling more of that stretch. Then draw your chin to the chest and slowly take your buttocks down. Once your butt comes down, cross your legs and take both arms out to the side. Lift them all the way up and then extend them forward. Now the palms are facing towards the mat. Lift the fingertips to the ceiling as you push the heels of the hands forward and then lower the fingers to the floor. And pressing the heels of the hands forward and again lowering down. Last time, press the heels of the hands forward and lower it down and then just circle. So working out any tension in the wrist. So going into that reverse tabletop tightens up those wrists. Circle the opposite way. And then take the arms all the way up. I'm going to reach for the right elbows. The right hand finds the back of the neck. And let that elbow extend up to the ceiling. And draw your shoulders down. And then switching sides, take hold of the left elbow. Pull that elbow back, let the left palm come to the back of your neck, and let the elbow really stretch up. Try to keep your chin level with the mat. And then release the arms, take them all the way down alongside you. And rest your hands onto your knees, and then let your eyes gently close. So let everything go that you've done so far. Let yourself be present with your breath. And so we're going to finish up as we come to lie down onto the mat, doing a few more postures before we take it into our relaxation. So before we do that, just stay here present as you sit in easy pose. And then allow the eyes to open. And then just let your feet scoot to the front of your mat. Keep your feet flat on the floor, about hip distance apart. We're going to roll ourselves down, so extend your arms forward. Pull your navel in, tuck your tail under. Squeeze that belly into the back of the spine. Keep your chin to the chest. So we're using what's called bandhas here. 3 bandhas are locks. The belly, the pelvic floor, and the chin. Rolling yourself down nice and slow, using control. And once you come all the way down, let the arms rest alongside you and hug your knees into your chest and rock gently from side to side. Nice gentle massage on your lower back. Send your left leg straight out onto the floor. Keep your right thigh pulled into your chest and take your left hand and bring it onto the outside of your right knee. Bring the right arm in T position. Draw your navel into the spine, so suck that belly in. As you inhale, then when you exhale, let that right knee gently move over to the left side of your mat, relaxing that right shoulder. And take your gaze to look over the right fingers. And continue to breathe. Just let that right knee lower down and feel that right hip opening. And continue to relax the shoulder, maybe taking your gaze to look over the right fingertips. Then return your head center, bring your right leg back up. And we're going to just interlace the fingers around that right shin. Center yourself so that you're in the middle of your mat. And then flexing your left foot, just let the left foot hover as you raise your nose up towards your right knee. So your left foot is hovering, your left leg is hovering, and the foot is flexed as you pull the knee in towards your nose, the right knee into your nose. And keep the right foot flexed. Just hold here. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Pulling in one more inhale. Exhale, lower your head, lower your left leg. Bring your right foot to the floor and slide your left foot to meet it. Just stay here for a moment. And now bring both knees into your chest and rock it out a little bit here. And let's send the right leg straight out. taking hold of the outside of your left knee with your right hand. Bring your left arm out in T position. Draw your navel into the back of the spine as you inhale, and then on your exhale, that left knee gently moves towards the right side of your mat with that left shoulder staying on the floor. So if the left shoulder starts to pop up, bring your left knee back more towards the ceiling so that the left shoulder can stay down. If you're comfortable, turn your gaze to look left and close your eyes and breathe. Enjoy the space that you're creating in the left side of your body in this twist. Then return your head center. Bring your left leg back up. Interlace the fingers around your left shin. Let your right leg hover off the mat, flexing that right foot. So keep the navel pulling into the back of the spine, flattening your lower back to the mat. And then raise your head, pulling your nose up towards your left knee. Flex your left foot, keeping that right foot flexed and the right leg hovering. And just relax your shoulders. Really pull in as much as you can. So just noticing where you're feeling the tension in the body, the tightness or the work that's happening. The right leg and the left leg are working. And really relax your shoulders, but you're pulling in, you're keeping your abdominal muscles squeezed. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the right leg down and let that left foot come flat to the mat. So keeping the knee bent and slide the right foot in. And just stay here with your knees bent. And separate your legs as wide, or your feet as wide as the width of the mat. So heel toe your feet out until you find the very edges of your mat. Bring your knees with you so that they're over your ankles. Inhale the arms in T position with the palms on the floor. Exhale, draw your knees over to the right. So keeping a wide space between your legs, between your feet. Let the knees draw over to the right. Feel a stretch coming into the left side, down the hip and the left quadricep. Bring the knees back up on your inhale, keeping the feet the width of your mat. Let the knees gently release over to the left now. And so you're just kind of rolling onto the edges of your feet, feeling the stretch into that right hamstring, the right side of your body. And flattening the feet, bring the knees back up and heel toe your feet together. And let's hug both knees in one more time. And then just take a nice gentle hug, rock slowly side to side. And we're going to finish up as we lower the feet down to the floor, finishing up just by placing the hands onto the lower belly. So before we go into Shavasana, just take a moment as your hands come to the lower abdomen. Close your eyes and watch your breath as it travels into your body, moving through your belly, pushing the belly into your palms, and pulling the belly away from your palms as you exhale. And just ride this breath like a little wave, breathing in, breathing out. And finish up one more inhale. And then as you exhale, let the arms gently fall out to the sides, keeping the arms away from the sides of your body. Slide one leg straight out, then the other leg, letting the legs relax, letting the hips open. Let your feet flop out to the side. Adjusting your shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, letting the chest expand, and then relax your shoulders. Keep your palms facing upward. So receiving with your hands open. Continue to let your eyes remain closed. And feel with every exhalation a deeper sense of relief and letting go. Not holding on to anything that does not serve you. So whether you know that there's something that you're holding on to that's important to let go of, try to do that now. Even if you don't know of anything that makes you feel tense, just set the intention of letting go. And if you find it challenging, just try to relax with every exhale. So by relaxing more and more, we try to surrender away the tension. And just stay here now. This is your time. Your time to integrate the work that you've done today. Take time to put a smile on your face, to be grateful that you took time out of your evening for your practice, for yourself. Maybe this was your time coming back after not practicing for a while, or maybe it was your first time practicing. Maybe you found it a little challenging. But sometimes we have to meet those challenges, and maybe we have to modify them, back off a little bit, and not get discouraged. So it may feel that it might not be right for you to do this practice, but maybe try it a couple more times and see if your position changes, that maybe just giving it a little bit of a chance to kind of integrate. So as you relax now, let everything go, finding a deeper, deeper sense of relaxation. This is where we let the practice do its job, integrate within us, within our physical and mental being. Just let it all go. So we're going to relax in silence, maybe 5 to 6, 7 minutes. And as you're relaxing, just follow your breath. Try to let the thoughts just move away. You can always come back to what you need to think about later. Right now, this is your time. Relax, relax, relax. And slowly come out of our relaxation. I'm going to just ring the chime 3 times. And just each time follow until you can't hear the sound any longer. Very, very slowly start to move your fingers and your toes, allowing yourself to return back into this beautiful, relaxed body, refreshed, rejuvenated, revitalized, feeling calm and peaceful and relaxed. Taking a nice deep breath in, stretch your arms all the way over your head as you reach towards the back of your mat. Exhaling out any sigh sounds or moans. And then gently hug your knees, pulling them into your chest. And take some nice, gentle rocks from side to side, awakening up your body, opening up your back. And when you're ready, just roll yourself completely over to the right side of your mat and let your head rest on your inner right arm. So create a nice soft pillow for your head to rest. Bring your left hand in front of your chest on the floor in front of you and just lie here in this fetal position, just called Garbhasana. Be with your stillness. Be with your peace. And knowing now that our practice has come to an end, so there's no more effort, no more work, we can really feel the result of what we've done by taking time to just be present and be with our own being. Using your left hand as leverage, push gently into your palm and guide yourself up to a cross-legged position. Take as much time as you need and try to let your chin be the last to come up. And once you get to that seated position, sit up nice and tall and draw the shoulders down. Continue to keep your eyes closed and place both hands into the center of your heart in prayer position. And take a moment to just look inward. Just noticing the quiet space that you created for yourself. And then put a gentle smile on your face. Smile into your heart, knowing that it's not hard to smile. So if you can, maybe for tonight or tomorrow or the next day, see if you can smile a little bit more frequently. Give someone the gift of your smile. And perhaps that may make their day. Giving yourself a smile may also make your day a little bit more brighter, a little bit more peaceful. So we'll close by just chanting Om 1 time. So please join in by taking a deep breath. Om. And slowly, gently lower your chin to your chest. As you bow to that light and love that shines within you, know that that light and love shines brightly within each and every one of us. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great evening.